Hello. I'm hoping you can hear me. I know. I look non-makeup wearing, and I'm pale. So I decided to record one because I have a little time, but I wasn't feeling well enough to be able to go up the steps, so I just decided to use my phone to record one. I can't go live from my phone, I think, because last time I checked you had to have like 1,000 followers, so that's my goal for my YouTube channel. And I don't know exactly what happened. I know I got hacked. Like, I think my X account's been compromised. I'm not really sure, but it got suspended. I don't know. I'm not sure why, but I'm pretty sure it has something to do with the fact that someone hacked my account. So I'm still trying to figure that out. But it makes me sad because if I didn't do much during the day on social media, I would at least send a tweet out to, a post on the posterverse, on the Xverse, because it's a Winnipeg Jets game day, so I would just say happy game day on X. And I really don't think I did anything wrong. I just know my account got hacked. But anyway, I tried to talk to the support. You can't talk to a live person on the phone anymore, and it's apparently difficult to talk to a live person, seemingly, even on the support side. But whatever, getting that worked out. But I wanted to send a post over to the Jets. Just happy game day, everybody. Go Jets go, with the little Jets logo. Oh well. I have so little these days, right, to hang on to, but yes, this is Dr. Mia Luth. Okay, it's someday, I don't know. It's Friday. I have a doctor's appointment today with a pulmonologist, and we'll see about that. See what's going on there. Another specialist. Anyway, I'm trying to just kind of slowly start chatting on the Winnipeg Sports Talk, and now that the Jets check-in is back, I can at least say happy game day on there. I get that I know Canada, and I know the Olympics, big deal for a lot of you, and I get it, and I didn't have anything to do with that, okay? And I did say my piece about Connor Hellebuck, and hopefully there was at least one or two Canadians who listened to me put that perspective out there. But so I don't want to be pressing on any bruises, so I'm just slowly, but it means a lot to me to be able to get online with social media and interact with people, because some people on Twitter also have functional neurological disorder and fibro, and are disabled, even though we have what appears to be our legs and our arms, and it's, for some people, a disability is more obvious than for others. So I just love ice hockey, and I was trying to think of some things that I've been looking through. A lot of the stuff put out by press Winnipeg Free Press, from the Jamie Thomas and Sarah, who do, work with the Jets, and some of the other people who are focused mainly on Jets ice hockey, and what kind of things might be, fun or helpful for fans. And to be honest, I've been paying attention to, the chats and what people are writing and what people seem to be talking about for a while now. And I'll probably be good to explain, like, have some ice hockey clubs have like NHL University or Hockey 101 or something like that, but for the press, we're looking for things. I know one of them said I think it was Mitchell Clinton, okay, I could be wrong, it's okay to correct me. He said they have to, like, hunt and gather to get content for the fans. I know it can get sparse, but the intangibles, like, I am absolutely 100% aware what a good thing it is for Winnipeg ice hockey, okay, men's ice hockey, to have, okay, Jonathan Toews, who is definitely a Hall of Famer, just hasn't happened yet, okay, just even in the room and on the bench, because Cole Perfetti is learning from a freaking Hall of Famer, people, and probably so are other guys, but it's really clear that Cole Perfetti, right, and that's going to pay dividends. I don't care what anybody says, that's important. The veterans, you guys think, oh, they're too old. There's a lot of people who say that. I don't agree, okay. Or they probably got a younger player or a newer player under their wing. You understand? And that's not stuff that you typically see. You may not see it with your own two eyes, okay? But, like, I know the NHL. My hockey sense is based on everything that I've learned and heard and watched and seen from, male ice hockey players who play pro hockey in North America. Well, I mean, you say National Hockey League, and Canadians think it's them, and U.S. thinks it's them. If it were called North American Hockey League, maybe be less of that. Regardless, okay, I'm used to males, and I'm used to pro hockey, and the kind of hockey that I know the best is, right, National Hockey League, and yes, AHL, because I've spent time kind of, and in some cases ECHL, so I've been trying to, broaden my perspectives and try and learn how those interactions happen and things like that. I think it would be, a good kind of, like, a series. If one of the press people, write about, like, a series of, intangible, like, what kind of intangibles are there that, first of all, explain what intangibles in ice hockey are, and second of all, kind of, either pick a player and do, like, a series, like, a series of, this intangible, having guys, veteran guys who can guide and teach and help out younger or newer guys who are getting used to certain things. It's really important. That's a part of the game. That's a part of what coaches and GMs, that's part of the reason why some of these guys are here. Okay, this is why I tend to disagree with a good portion of the chatters, even though it's not that I don't understand sometimes, because I do understand where they're coming from, but I understand this game a lot better than most people. Alright? And so the press people, if they're looking, hunting and gathering for things, that would be good, somebody concentrate on helping to define intangibles and understand what they mean. And like, Comrie is a good goalie, okay? I know he's not Connor Hellebuck, but all things considered, he's a decent backup. And I mean, if they were giving, goalies plus minuses, well, I mean, he'd be more pluses than minuses. Right? But they don't. So that's just what I'm saying. They're just things that, fans apparently who do a lot on the chats and talk Winnipeg sports talk. So I'm just trying to chime in to say, it's not that I don't get it, but there's also this perspective. And I mean, these guys are learning from a Hall of Famer, and they're, getting over injuries, and they're, working towards something, and they don't make the playoffs, okay? It's not abnormal, okay? In the National Hockey League, in the entirety, 32 teams, it's not, like it's some terrible, awful thing if your team doesn't make the playoffs. They're in company with another 15 teams, and in some cases that can actually be a good thing. It's just hard to see. Okay, so I know there's some older players, but those are veteran players. Younger players and newer players can use them as guidance and learn from them and understand like how Winnipeg Jets ice hockey is supposed to look. So I'm not as Debbie Downer as a lot of the people who seem to like to chat. There's regulars. I'm not, because I know that these guys, their value isn't just what they do on ice. And for me, when it comes to Stanimal, I'd rather Stanimal just stay, because he's learned Winnipeg Jets ice hockey, and he's really kind of come out as his own, and he's contributing in ways that he wasn't before. I mean, that would be great. But someone in the chat did let me know that they didn't agree with me because they need to trade him while his value is high. Okay, well, I understand that part, except over the entirety of the NHL, okay, you might be overvaluing him because of what you see, how he's improved with the Jets. Okay, other teams, though, right, they're not going to pay high value dollar for anybody unless it's going to make a huge difference for them right now. Okay, that's what's happening. So some of the Jets fans may not know about other defensemen in the other, and there are other defensemen who probably, if they came up, I don't think that Logan Stanley, and this is not a diss on him, but in the entirety of the NHL is high up on certain teams' lists of defensemen to get. Not to say that we couldn't do a trade, not to say, it's just that, well, I think his value is higher with the Jets than it would be with another team. Okay? Right. And quite frankly, he's also at the point where he can guide, and he's veteran enough to help the young guys the newer guys, the young guys. So we have another veteran presence who, a younger guy or a newer guy could be friends with. And the one thing I am going to say is that regardless what anybody said, if you, so many are focused on the negative that you're missing all the bright and shiny silver linings. And that's the intangibles is where all those silver linings is, which is why I can stay annoyingly positive when it comes to Jets hockey. Alright? Like, there's room for new guys. Okay? But having veterans on a bench in the room around the guys when they team up, it makes a huge difference. It does need to be executed and translated on ice, I know, and maybe that's where some things like, you need some work to figure out how to do that, but I have not given up on the Winnipeg Jets. And they don't make the playoffs, okay. They have all that time to kind of think. It gives the guys on the Moose time, right, to be 100% prepared and to understand how that transition's going to work for them if they go up into the NHL, some of them with the Jets. It's just, there's a lot of aspects of ice hockey that really haven't been discussed as much in the press and the other. So I'm saying, as a friendly, some of the press maybe, if you're looking for things that would be interesting or of interest to some of the fans, we're kind of introducing them to like some hockey basics, but a part of the NHL entirely is always there's intangibles. So helping to educate fans and remind them, like, yes, but the intangibles are there too. So I can't use my X account right now. Hopefully I can get that straightened out, and I actually have to get up here soon and try and take a shower so I can go to a doctor. I tried this week. I think I did a little too much. I discovered, like, Tuesday I did quite a few things, and I thought, well, if I'm not, if I just do it slowly but surely and I rest, it should be okay. But unfortunately, when I woke up on Wednesday morning, yep, I knew. Like, okay, maybe I did too much yesterday. My body was telling me. So, I know I have medical conditions that are highly disruptive and debilitating, and I've been working to manage the best I can given every circumstance. Just like I'm playing the back nine. Okay, if you understand that, it's like I'm on the second, miles to go before we sleep, and hockey helps me, and being able to barely, like, this much room, like 30 cents within the budget, yes, of getting ESPN Plus, so that I can watch the out-of-market Jets games. I can watch other games too, right? But I can definitely, and the only games I can't watch are the ones that are on the NHL channel network. But then I have 680 CJOB. And, you know, I appreciate that I can, like, I always try to listen to the pregame. Every game day I listen to the pregame on CJOB, and then I try to somewhere along the way catch up on, it's like a half hour, Jets at Noon, with Cam, and I'm blanking. Jim. So I may say things that, maybe we don't always agree. It might just because we have different perspectives. But, I'm happy for Connor Hellebuck. I'm happy for the U.S. because maybe people will start to understand in the U.S. that, men's pro ice hockey is not all about beating the shit out of each other. Okay? There's so much more than that. So much more. It's not really what the game is about at all. Anyway, so I'm glad I get a chance to chat sometimes with the Winnipeg Sports Talk and just say, happy game day. There's some things that I know about the game, and there are things that I know about the league. Like, I follow, I try and keep track of the league and look at certain things and other things, and quite frankly, it really is okay, everybody, if the Jets don't make the playoffs this season, there's still a reason to play. No season is lost. That's just not true. Excuse me. Negative Nellies. If they don't make the playoffs, and they can manage to bring some guys up from the Moose, right? They can also, experiment. And there's guys who are working on milestones too. Do you see what I'm saying? I mean, I disagree. And it's just like, hey, Debbie Downers. Well, if you're feeling that way, maybe go listen to a bunch of Erasure music, 3 to 5 songs. And I can't. It's just not possible. For anybody to be in a really, really bad mood or feel, negative, if you listen to Erasure music. Okay? I'm not with you on that. You understand? I'm encouraging of the team and the coaches and whoever's right, because I'm not any of those. I don't get paid. You understand? There's more positives than there are negatives, and so many of you just don't want to see it, and I understand, but I'm not like you. I see the potential. I disagree that, they're just too old. Well, maybe not. And there's only so much a GM can do anyway, or a coach, right? So understanding some fundamentals about the game, just hockey fundamentals, might be helpful for the people in the press and looking for things that might be helpful for fans, of which, anyway. So yes, I have to get up I don't know, and go try and get ready for a doctor's appointment. So it's one of those days where I feel dizzy a lot. So I've been kind of just keeping my head stable. But I thoroughly appreciate all the ice hockey people And we don't always need to agree, but we should be willing to allow each other to, share perspectives. And, I can see intangibles, and they may not be paying dividends right now, but they will. And some of this stuff matters. That, the younger guys or the newer guys are able to learn things from the veterans, and the ones who've been on the team the longest can understand what the vision is and what Jets hockey's supposed to be. So, go Jets, go. May the force be with you.